Hey, what is up guys? My name is Colin and welcome to my YouTube channel. I play bass in two psychobilly bands, the Brains and the Hypnophonics, and this video is about the gear that I take on the road with me and use to record in studio. So, let's check it out. So first up, I want to talk about my bass. It is a Blast Cult double bass. It is awesome. Blast Cult came after King double bass. I have one of those as well, but that one stays in Europe right now for when I do touring over there. This one is the upgraded version of that. It's got the dual adjustable sound post, the steel reinforced neck, and this really cool bloodburst paint job as well. It sounds good, it's super tough, and I just can't see myself using another bass. Next up, let's talk about what strings are on it. It's strung with Innovation silver slaps right now. I also use the gold slaps. I don't really know that there's a difference between the two other than the color, so I just sort of pick whichever one looks better on the bass, and I think these ones look good on this one. They sound really good, they feel really good, they have a long life to them, and I love them. Next, I want to talk about the bridge. I get a lot of questions about this. It is a deuce bridge. It is made out of wood and steel. Actually, that's not right. It's made out of aluminum. And this thing is super sturdy, sounds really good actually. Most of that I think is because of the foot that runs vertical here, and that runs along the bass bar on the front of the bass, and I find it gets a little bit richer low tones to it. Another thing that I really like about this bridge setup is that you can really dial in the pressure on your piezo pickup. And a piezo pickup will work best when the pressure on it is just right, and then you'll get that sweet spot and that really, really nice tone. It's really easy to do on this bridge. I love it for that. Next up, I want to talk about my pickup system. These are Shadow Electronics pickups and a Shadow Electronics preamp. There is a wing pickup here and a slap transducer pickup here on the back side of the fingerboard. Those both get fed down to the preamp, and that's really cool because it has all the controls right on the front of it. You have separate volume controls for slap and tone, and you have a lot of cool little features like a frequency notch for your mid-tones if feedback is a problem. You can also hit the phase switch if you're playing a venue where you might need something like that. Next up, let's move on to amplifiers. So the main amplifier I use is a GK1001RB Mark II. I find it sounds amazing. It's probably my best sounding amp, and maybe the best sounding amp that I've ever tried before. I like how it's bright, it's punchy, and I really like the voice controls. If you take a look, you'll probably notice that both of my voice controls are cranked up pretty high, and it's because I like it that way. I also use a Mesa Subway D800 amplifier. It's a Class D amp, and I use this mostly when I'm in Europe or if I just don't feel like bringing my whole rack kit. When I'm using the Mesa D800, I do kind of like to use the GK Plex in conjunction with that just to get those GK voicing features that I'm so fond of. That being said, it's a great amp on its own. It was recommended to me by Kim Necroman himself, and it sounds awesome. It's super powerful, it's super tiny, it's super light. You can throw it in your backpack and you're good to go. I love it. It's a really great piece of kit. Going further down in my rack, we have the Furman power conditioner here. This is just to clean up the power in venues with like skanky old wiring. That stuff is not good for your electronics, so if you can do something about it, why not? And I keep that in there. It also is a good place to run all of my electronics off of. I've got a bunch of power sockets in the back, and it's really easy to just hook everything up right there. I also run a DBX compressor noise gate. The compression I run on it is 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 usually, and the gate is fast attack, fast release. I feel like this just tightens things up a whole lot for me, and it helps keep the sound really bouncy and punchy. And those are both things that I like a lot. So, love a compressor. Next up, let's talk about speaker cabinets. I have been using Galen-Kruger speaker cabinets forever. I had a 410 RBH, I had a 410 RBX, I had a 115, and I had the...
One eternity later.
And I had the 810 that they don't make anymore. And that thing was awesome, but it weighed as much as our van and was about the same size. So I'm happy to be using the Neo series of cabs now. They're much lighter thanks to their neodymium speakers. Right now I'm using the 412 model. I find it sounds amazing. The tweeter in it is good. The two banks of 12-inch speakers are separated in the cabinet itself. And I feel like that helps clean up the sound a little bit too. I really, really like this cab. It's light, it sounds good, it's loud, it's awesome. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments. If you want to see any deep dives into any of this equipment so I can really get into the details and show you how it works, you can throw that in the comments as well. Be sure to like and subscribe, it helps me out a lot. I know I'm just getting started, but I hope to bring you guys a whole lot of great content relating to psychobilly, double bass, and gear and stuff like that. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Thank you for watching. My name is Colin, and happy slapping.